Now, let's consider firstly, and keep these words in mind, as to the prominence, the power, as revealed the magnificence of Elohim's wisdom. In Proverbs chapter 3, verse 19, we read these words, Yehovah behakama yazet aretz konen samayin bitbuna. And it's translated, the Creator's name, Yehovah, by wisdom, which is this word, Chokmah. And he founded or fixed, and we're talking about the earth, Aretz, and Konin means to be firm, or he established Samayim, the heavens, by understanding, and this is Bitbuna. And that root word there, bin, also means discernment. So remember that the word was with Elohim in the beginning, the word, and we know that the word is spirit, and that we are told by the Creator that the worlds were created through and by wisdom. So keep that in mind. Now also, that we are told in Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, now it said the earth was formless and empty, meaning nothing had been created yet, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of Elohim was hovering over the waters. Now when you come to the realization that wisdom is the Spirit of Elohim, and it's very powerful, that wisdom also is the mother of all knowledge and understanding, and knows how everything was created, has insight, a depth of counsel unmeasurable, and that everything comes from Elohim's wisdom, and that the Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh of Elohim, is the one that teaches us the deeper mysteries, the things of Elohim. Now, we're going to go all the way back to the very beginning to see how marvelous these words are. Now, in Genesis 1, let's observe very carefully the very first 7 words spoken by Elohim, which describes something quite amazing. Now, 7 words, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the words I'm referring to. And let's read them. They're in Hebrew. It says, Bereshit bara Elohim et hasamayim ve'et haaretz. And this is translated in the head of, or in the beginning, created. The word to do with creation, we see that Elohim created in the presence of the Aleph and the Tav. And Aleph is the first letter or the first consonant of the Hebrew alphabet, and Tav is the last letter, which we get the alphabet from. Now in ancient Paleo Hebrew, Tav was the symbol of the cross, so keep that in mind. So we see that Elohim in the presence, or with the Aleph and the Tav, what were they doing? Well, they're involved in the creation process, which is Hasamayim is the heavens, and this vav means and I want to point out that these words are not translated in the Hebrew language. They're silent, okay? That's important, keep that in mind. But we see that the Aleph and the Tav was involved in the creation of the heavens and the earth. Now that's really quite deep here, right? Now, what is quite remarkable, remember what it says. It says in John 1, he said, he was with Elohim in the beginning. And you see, John was alluding to these words as being about the Messiah. So let's break this down. Now, Yeshua, what did Yeshua tell us? Well, he told us in Revelations chapter 22:13. He said, I am the Aleph and the Tav. So Yeshua said, and remember, Yeshua is the Word, and the Word is Spirit. Keep that in mind. Now he said that also he is the first and the last, the beginning and the end. What we see in the very beginning, just as he said, we see that the Word, the Spirit, Yeshua was here in the beginning, and the next occurrence of the Aleph and Tav was mentioned in the book of Revelations, in the end, just like he said. And that's really quite remarkable. Now also, we're told in these 7 words, we're told there are 7 words, and that each day was like 1,000 years. So if we count 4 words in, we have 4,000 days into creation. Now, this corresponds to the 4,000 years of creation. And what occurred? Well, we see that the Messiah showed up on that fourth day. And we also had the fourth beast, remember? Well, Yeshua foretold that at that fourth beast, what would he do? Well, he would set up the eternal kingdom. And this occurred exactly 2,000 years ago, but also 4,000 years after this process on that fourth day. Now, that's really quite amazing. And of course, we know that the fourth beast represents Rome. And that's when he said he was going to put an end to the beast kingdom. Now, also, I want you to observe carefully what was occurring during these 2 days or these 2,000 years of creation. Well, Yeshua was establishing the kingdom of heaven within the minds of the people. And how was he doing that? Well, he was doing it through the Ruach HaKodesh. And we'll speak more on that later. Now, 2 days later exactly, we see the next occurrence of the Aleph and the Tav, and it's at the end of these 2 days, or 6,000 years after creation. Wow, that's quite deep. And what do we see happening after that? Well, we see the earth is being formed. So, what's really going on? Well, of course, we see that Yeshua is building the kingdom within the minds of the people. But also, we see that this is talking about the past, the present, and the future. Now, that is really quite remarkable. Now, just as there were 7 words, right, there were also 7 days of creation. And we also understand from this number 7 that it has to do with completion and perfection. And we know that wisdom is the one who builds the temple, and it is wisdom who perfects man. Now, also I'd like to point out that the number 7 is very significant, and the Creator is drawing our attention to this number for a reason. Because did you know in Proverbs chapter 9 verse 1 it says, "Wisdom has built her house, she has hewn out its 7 pillars." So think about this. It's very symbolic, but we know that the pillars are very symbolic, and they represent the heavenly and the heavenly realm, but also represent the perfect structure supported by the perfect number of pillars. Now also, in Sirach chapter 1 verse 9, it says that Jehovah created her, right? Wisdom, and he has numbered her, and her number is 7. Keep that in mind. So listen to these words carefully. He says, Jehovah created her and saw her and numbered her, and has poured her out on the whole of creation, because this is creation and she's everywhere in creation. And we're told that she is with all flesh according to his gift, and he has given her to them that love him. Now this is profound as it is deep, and one can only marvel at such things.